Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. If this is the very first time you've discovered my channel, yay, you're finally here. I've been waiting for you. And if you're a returning subscriber, yay, thank you so much for coming back. I truly appreciate your support. So my goal is to save you time and money by giving you the inside scoop on filmmaking quality and content. So you can decide whether or not you want to spend time or money or both sometimes watching a particular film. So today, the movie I'm reviewing is called A Quiet Place. Day one. This prequel thriller is now playing in theaters as well as on Fandango at home. The movie is rated PG-13 and it's an hour and 40 minutes long. My overall movie review mom grade is a B+. It's definitely not my favorite out of this trilogy. But first, I'm going to give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked, things I didn't like, tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines, interesting lines, and recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that you might also really like. Okay, let's dive in. So, in a nutshell, the story is about a terminally ill woman named Sam who finds herself trapped in New York City during the early stages of an invasion by alien creatures with ultra sensitive hearing. Yes, this is a prequel to A Quiet Place 1 and A Quiet Place 2. John Krasinski wrote and directed the first two movies in this franchise, and I loved both of those. This time, Michael Sarnowski directs the movie with some writing help by John Krasinski and Brian Woods. My expectations were very high for this one because I really did enjoy the first two. Sadly, I was a bit disappointed and even bored at times in this one. I hope that John Krasinski and maybe even Emily Blunt will be more involved in the next one, if there is a next one. Rumor has it that he had written a very long story sequence when he first came up with the original idea. So there may be a lot more yet to come. He is so doggone talented, and he seems like such a really nice guy in real life. All right, so quick tips for parents. We see massive destruction in New York City. We see some images that are reminiscent of 9/11. So consider that fair warning in case you might be triggered by that, which is completely understandable. There is some profanity, no F-bombs. People are in dangerous situations, and scary aliens attack and kill people. Some of the themes are survival, sacrificing for others, critical thinking skills, friendship, hope, and courage. So there were a lot of things I really did like about this film. First of all, the cast includes award winners like Lupita Nyong'o, Joseph Quinn, Alex Wolff, and Djimon Hounsou. I hope I'm pronouncing these names correctly. We see Djimon in A Quiet Place 2 for a very brief moment. And so it was kind of fun to see his character brought back in this prequel. As expected, the sound design in this is very good. There is a cute cat with some interesting markings, and the cat's name is Frodo, and her owner is Samantha. So, as a huge Lord of the Rings fan, I got a kick out of that. Some reviews from critics have said that the cat is the best part of the movie. Now, they're trying to be all cutesy, I think, about that. The cat is cute, but it's not the best part of the movie. But it's, a part that everybody likes. And yes, sometimes I am obsessed with pizza too, but New York style is not my favorite. I'm more of a Chicago deep dish girl. And I mention that because the motivation for one of the characters is she just wants some pizza. And I'm like, really? All of that for pizza? Some of the CGI is extremely good, some of it not as much, but overall, I thought visually it looked pretty amazing. One thing about this movie and the other two in the franchise is that it makes you really aware of the sounds that you make while you're watching the film. You'll find yourself breathing very shallowly. There are some jumps and scares that will definitely get you. Now, on to the list of things I didn't like or just thought could have been done differently or better. First of all, we don't really get to know the main characters very much before all of the aliens attack and then everything goes crazy. So we don't feel that connected to them for quite a while. It started feeling like a Cloverfield movie in the beginning because we don't really get to see the aliens up close for a long time. We have to wait about 53 minutes, almost an hour in, before we see one close up. I was hoping for some bigger insights into who they are and why they came to Earth, but we really don't get that much new information about them. While A Quiet Place 2 added to the story and our understanding of the aliens, this new feature doesn't really give us anything new or groundbreaking. And I kept wondering, should there be a lot more people wandering around New York City? At the very least, we should see a lot of dead bodies after the aliens attacked. But the city kind of looks like a ghost town. Now, I get it, all the people were trying to escape the island, but still, you'd think there'd be more animals and, people who just couldn't get out. Just out of curiosity, in case you wanted to know, today, the population for New York City is 8.8 million. That's a lot of people. The musical score is good, but not quite as powerful as it was for the first two films. All right, so whenever I watch movies and take notes, I like to include funny lines and interesting lines just to give you a little taste of the dialogue. You can see all of the ones that I wrote down on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but I'll share a couple of them with you right now. So one of the characters, a store owner, looks at this cat that's being brought in by the leading lady, and he says, "You can't have a cat in here." And she says, "It's a service cat," which made me laugh because we're seeing all kinds of service animals now being claimed as service animals, therapy animals. And I just think it's gone way overboard. But anyway, an interesting line was spoken by a survivor, and I won't say who it is. And he says, "It's the end of days. No more people. No more New York. No more nothing." Dun, dun, dun. All right, so as I was watching this movie, of course, I thought of the first two A Quiet Place movies, and I recently binge watched both of them again, and they hold up. They're still so good. And the center of those stories is the family. And in this movie, we get sort of a romance, really more of a kind friendship, I would say, but it just doesn't have quite the same heart as the other two. But definitely watch those first two if you haven't seen them. Another movie I thought of is War of the Worlds, where aliens attack, and it is crazy, starring Tom Cruise. It is done really well with some really good special effects, especially for that time period. I can't remember how old this movie is now, but it's still a good one. It gets your heart pumping for sure. And then a recent movie that I just reviewed is called Lazarus. There's some kind of something, it's really more of a virus, not aliens, that throw the whole world into chaos. And so this aunt takes care of her two nieces because their parents had died during this pandemic. And some interesting things happen. You can check out my review. I'll cue that one up so you can watch that one and see if that looks interesting to you. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If my reviews are helpful, give them a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. You know the drill. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.